This episode of Outdoor Journal Radio is brought to you in part by the Invasive Species Centre, protecting Canada's land and water from invasive species. Freedom Cruise Canada, rent the boat, own the memories. And J&B Cycle & Marine, your home for all things power sports, boats, and equipment.
On the road again.
Yes, sirree, Bobby. Welcome,
Bobby.
to the show.
I like
Don't
that.
start mouthing off to me because this is not a good
What do I
day
mean,
for it.
I like Bobby. I got
Not
a
gonna
cousin
take
Bobby.
this
I got
from
buddies
you
with
or
Bobby.
anybody even looks like you.
I fish with Bobbies. All kinds of-
Cedar Island Lodge. That's where we're coming to you from as our On the Road podcast series continues throughout the season.
Come
our
on
40th,
now.
Our 40th season.
Jeez, you're
Fishing
mean.
Canada.
I feel I'm hurt.
Well, I'm hurt because it's raining and we're in here instead of being out there being productive.
I got you. I'm with you on that
So
one.
I'm hurt.
I'm right beside you on that one.
I'm hurt.
Come
damn
on
it.
now.
Again.
But it does offer us the opportunity to come in and indoors and do a lovely podcast for you.
Yeah, you
folks.
know, what happens here on the road is that usually if the fishing is good, the weather's good, and we have to cram a podcast in at the very end. We go, oh my God, guys, we forgot to do the podcast, right? Because everything's been, on the go. So this is kind of an omen for Dino and Vova to get the
Come on
podcast
now.
in anyway.
So we're about, 100 kilometers or so from Kenora,
Yep.
Ontario?
Yep.
So
We're south of, basically south of Kenora, south and a little bit east.
just outside of the lovely town of Emo.
Give me a hell yeah!
That's where the hell yeah. Home of Grandma Bowman. Helen Bowman.
Helen Bowman.
I think she was the queen of emo, I think at one time. Yeah.
The queen.
Yeah, or whatever you want to call her. The countess
now,
of emo.
Emo is not it's kind of an obscure
It's
little
about
town.
I think it's 700 people. It's what it is,
700.
yeah.
So what's the next closest town?
Fort Francis. We used to always go to Fort Francis. Sioux Narrows is close by. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nikolai Volcheski.
Hell yeah.
I told him to get you a Rona, but he didn't.
That's okay.
He doesn't listen to me.
No, he listens to nobody.
He listens to nobody. Oh, he stole the Rona.
he's
so that he
like-
doesn't use his Budweisers up, right?
like
got
Willie Nylander.
I see the way he's working it. I got him. I got it. I got it.
Where were we?
Okie dokie.
Emo.
Okie dokie. Emo, Ontario. Yeah, Fort Francis. We used to travel up here every summer. My grandma lived here in Emo for the longest time. To over 100 years, by the way. Over 100 years old. Grandma Bowman.
Over 100
Yeah, I think it's 101 she made it to.
Wow.
And we used to always come here, and I had relatives in Fort Francis. So we used to travel back and forth to these little places on our way. We'd stop at Sudbury and have all those mums
On a
side of the
Saturday
family.
night?
So on a Sudbury Saturday night. Hey.
now.
I think we're going to get slapped here pretty soon if we don't stop begging these.
Oh,
thing, 'cause
Vova's
it's
going to give
announcing
us.
these
It's
Vovas
an on the
already.
road again.
Anyways, welcome to the program,
Who cares,
Angelo.
you
He
know?
is Peter. That's Vova. That's Nick, and that's Dean.
Coming
Come
to
on
you
now.
live from Emo, Ontario.
Live from Emo, Ontario, as you probably have now surmised, we're in the middle of an extended road trip. We started a few days ago, maybe a week ago or so, on Hawk Lake.
Come on now.
Wonderful operation, wonderful fishing, no rain. We had absolutely wonderful weather there, I have to say.
Yeah, there was that's a first,
On-
really, when you think about it.
Yeah, when you
For
think
us.
about it, for sure. But here, we have been here at Cedar Island Lodge now for 2 days. This is our second day.
Yeah.
And we have rain.
Come on
So
now.
we got a half a day in
Which-
today anyways, which is good.
Yeah.
We got up early with the intentions because we knew it was going to rain, and
Yeah.
it did exactly what we wanted it to do.
Excuse me,
Not
Gary,
want to do, but hey, cheers, brother. Happy New Year.
Give me a hell yeah!
And
Hell
that's
yeah.
too, yeah. So yeah, we saw the rain in the forecast. So we got Dan says, guys, let's get up early. Let's ixnay breakfast. We'll get out there early and then come back when it starts to come down. And we had a bit of a malfunction out there, so we were coming in for that, and then it started to rain. So
Perfect timing.
yeah.
It does screw up. Folks ask us all the time, how many shows you shoot and how long does it take you? And they want to know all about the show. And one of the things that we keep telling them is that what you see is not what you get in this case, because there is a lot of interruptions to our production, such as weather. Weather's probably the most serious one of all, though we do have technical and mechanical difficulties from time to time. But weather rules our life. And unfortunately, when it does what it's doing right now, out on the lake, we just can't be out there.
Yeah,
We can.
Yep.
But in terms of being able to produce it for the Fishing Canada show, it is an impossibility. So here we are.
Yeah.
To talk to you folks about a lake that neither one of us has been on before. It's called Pipestone. Pine.
Come on now.
Pipe. Is there a
Stone.
Pipestone
Of
lake?
course, there's every stone out there, buddy. There's stones unturned that have lakes.
So Pipestone.
Thanks, Dino.
Pipestone.
Pipestone.
That's a weird name for a lake, is it not?
There's probably a story to it.
Pipe and a stone.
Maybe our crack research team over there, when he's on his internet, he can look it up for us.
Right now.
He's getting
busy.
it. He's getting it for
busy
us.
right now.
And he's gonna look that up in a second. He's gonna look that. No, I saw what he's doing. He's working for us right now.
Oh, is he?
Are you with us or against us, Nick? See, he's with us. That's what my old auto shop teacher would say. I'd be looking up in the start. Peter, are you with us or against us? That's what he'd say.
How do you get this Maginillo going, Peter?
What do you call it, Maginillo?
I can't see
it
a
does,
picture.
You won't see it. Just carry on.
And how do you know what it is?
Well, it is what it is.
Come on now.
So you get it's like
What's a Maginillo mean?
Maginillo is a tiny piece of machinery, but it's a very negative.
Something like myself.
It's like, if somebody's got an expensive watch, you say, what kind of Maginillo
Like
is
my
that?
Garmin?
Like a cheap little, like your Garmin. That's not a Maginillo. That's is
nice.
a Maginono.
That's it. Well, Maginillo.
If anything.
Okay.
So Pipestone Lake, it's already in 2 days, I can tell you, it's one of the most unique lakes I've ever been on because it is not a lake. To me, this is a series of lakes. It's like you can, in one day, I feel you could probably fish 5 or 6 different lakes without ever leaving the water. Because every time you go around a bend, there is another type of water that you're confronted with, different conditions, different everything. And it just feels like it fishes like multiple lakes. all
Very
in
unique
one.
body of water for sure.
And to go along with that, it has a plethora of species, smallmouth and largemouth bass, both.
Yep.
It has, of course, walleye, which every northwestern Ontario lake has. It has an incredible population, we're told, of muskie. We've seen a couple already. Evidence.
Look at that guy behind us.
That's the
Hopefully it's in the
image.
shot.
They
That's a
have
giant.
huge muskie.
It's a great muskie fishery here.
It's
great.
got to be one of the better kept secrets in the muskie fraternity.
The nice thing about it, and they have lake trout as well here, but the nice thing about this lake, when Angelo was saying the uniqueness of it, and the reason that the fishing pressure is less here than before is because you have to come in from another lake. So the other lake, the landing is down in near Emo, Ontario. I think it's Clearwater Lake. I think that's the name of it. You drive your boat all the way. It was 20-something kilometers, wasn't it, or of that lake, and then you come to a dead end. There's a waterfall, there's a little creek there, and then you look on the land, and there's this double rails, like. Don't do that to my phone.
That's how it
to
works.
my Maginillo.
I just wanted to see how we were rolling there.
That was pretty good, actually. I never knew it could do that. And then so you go out, you see these rails, the little rail track going up the hill. And you're like,
That's
what
the
hell?
best part.
And then
That
you
is
drive
great.
your boat up. And there's a dock there. You drive your boat, wait there, and they bring this little train car sort of thing down. You drive your boat onto it like a boat trailer, and they literally don't tie it down or anything like that. It leans over to the side a bit. It lifts you up over the berm, and then it drops you back down into this lake, into Pipestone Lake. It's so cool. So that makes it obviously much more difficult to fish in a day because you got to drive all the way up through that one lake, go over that, and then there's a fee too as well. And it's a very smart thing is that they don't charge you on the way up; they just charge you on the way home. So if you want to stay up here the rest of your life, you're good. But if you want to go home, they charge you like a launching fee, but it's a lift fee, I guess you call it. But
Interesting
very cool.
Story behind that lift and the people that have owned it and operated it throughout the years.
Yeah,
So it's kind of like the old. I can't remember the title of the book, but Dean, you'll probably know. You're a bit of a thespian, I know.
Come on now.
Yes, he is.
Oh
You didn't
my
know
God.
that, eh?
No, I did not. I thought he liked girls.
Oh my.
And the Lighthouse book. There was a story about a lighthouse keeper who was crazy and lived there all his life. You don't remember that one, eh?
No.
All right. Maybe you're not a thespian. Somewhere I read that you were, but that's kind of the story that's going on here with this.
Maybe he's a Maginillo
lift.
after that.
Could be. There's been some
Measure Grande.
mysterious.
What did you say the big one was? The Measure Mango.
Maginono.
Maginono.
Yeah.
Maginono.
the people who have owned and operated it kind of end up disappearing after a number. And I can understand why. I mean, there's a little booth.
Little guard shack.
Something
like that.
With the operator in it who's pulling levers back and forth like a, I don't know.
Like a bulldozer operator.
That'd be a pretty lonely life if that's what you did
That's
all
all
day. And
you
you got to
did.
be on call there. I would imagine you're on call from morning
so.
until night.
I would assume so.
Because people that come in, they have to come out.
They just drive up and we just drove up 3 or 4 boats in a row and they just and they were there for us. So I don't know how long they're open.
And there were people who needed out the other night.
Yeah.
So they
the
had to be
emergency
on.
night.
So
Yeah.
how does that work? They have to be on call like
I would assume so. Maybe they live right there. Maybe there's a house beside the shack. I don't know.
Anyway, so here we are, and when it's all said and done and weather breaks and hopefully we can get out and do our thing, we will be producing another episode for the 40th season, the 40th anniversary season of Fish and Can Show. This one will be featuring multiple hosts once again.
Come on now.
And multiple species because of the nature of this fishery.
Come on now.
Decided to
Yeah.
not specialize in just one thing.
That's correct.
We'll make it a potpourri.
Okay, I like that.
You like that?
So far, so good.
All right.
You and I haven't had to do anything yet. So
I was going to say, you're going to get working it all through.
And you can't forget that we are being hosted at Cedar Island Lodge on Pipestone Lake, right? Which is when we do these shoot setups, we talk to different tourism people, and in this case, it's a sunset country in northwestern Ontario. And we were talking to Jerry Carrio, and he said, "Hey, you guys want a really unique location to go? Great lodge, great people, great fishing. You got to check out Cedar Island Lodge." So we made the call and talked to Carrie Baker, who runs the place, and she said, "Yeah, let's work together. We can make this happen." So it's very. I love this place. It's nice.
We're going to endeavor to get an interview with Carrie before we leave here for
Yeah.
the Fish and Can Show, because I
Great.
think it's a very unique situation here. First of all, there
Absolutely.
are not that many female owner-operators of fishing lodges. There's just, there aren't, no matter how you twist and turn it.
Betty McGee. That was the one,
God
right?
bless Betty. That's all I got to say.
Yeah.
The patriarch
Yeah, exactly.
of female ownership of lodges. But there just aren't that many. So
No,
when we
there's not.
run into them, we want the backstory. We really want to know what got them to that point, because listen, owning a fishing lodge, a fishing operation is akin to owning a fishing show. Very similar.
Yeah.
We all
Yeah,
get
I get
into
you.
it because of the love of fishing, and we all get into it with the mindset, oh my God, I can actually make a living and fish all the time. That's all I have to do is just go fish and people will throw money at me. That's kind of like lodge ownership. And then the stark reality sets in pretty early in their tenure. Usually about the first 2 or 3 years, they realize, oh boy, my fishing days are behind me.
Oh, yeah. Carrie said that to us. She never gets to fish.
Yeah.
So,
It's just they're busy morning until night. And then that's if everything goes well. If things don't go well, they're busier than that even. So there you go. We're going to try to get an interview with her later on for the Fishing Canada show. Hey anglers, want to turn your next catch into a competition? Well, check out Anglers Leaderboard, the new fishing platform that lets you track your catches, join friendly competitions, enter tournaments, and see how you rank against others in your region. Use your phone and the photo measure board to automatically detect length and species. No more guesswork. Whether you're fishing for pleasure or to compete, ALB makes every catch count. What's your ALB score? Well, get Anglers Leaderboard today and start climbing the ranks. Visit anglersleaderboard.com to learn more. This episode is brought to you by Sail. Sail is proudly Canadian and stocked with over 100 Canadian brands you know and love.
from rods and reels to sonars to kayaks and every last lure you've seen on the Fishing Canada show, Sail has all the gear to get you on the water.
Drop into one of 12 stores across Ontario and Quebec and talk to the real fishing specialists, or gear up online anytime at sail.ca.
Sail, the ultimate destination for your outdoor adventures.
Another interesting side note to this is Carrie's daughter, Jess, who is a fishing fanatic, making, I believe, Muskie as her main quest now, along with her husband. They have a
Doug
YouTube.
Wagner, I guess. Yeah. He's got a great YouTube channel, and they so. You can tell, just when you watch the videos of that, you can tell that Jess is an experienced muskie angler. And when we're talking to her here about all the little spots for walleye, bass, everything. And you could she was going out every night on her own, just go out and catch some fish or try and find new spots and all that stuff. So it's very cool. But you can see it when you watch the videos. She knows what she's doing for muskies. So she sets the hook hard. So.
And what's their YouTube channel called? Yeah?
I think it's Doug Wagner Fishing or something like that.
Check it out.
I think.
Doug Wagner.
Muskie, Doug Wagner Muskie, maybe, or something like that. So from Wisconsin, from northern Wisconsin. Yeah, that's where he's from.
Are we allowed to say things here that people will see on the Fishing Canada show later on? Or can we kind of unveil some things, or are we not allowed to do that?
What?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
An interesting thing happened this
do that.
morning. Yeah.
Sure, we can do
Dean Taylor, our very own lovely
Come on
Dean
now.
Taylor, the producer of this very program, was out shooting a segment for the Fishing Canada show. And it was yesterday, actually.
Yeah, yesterday.
Yesterday, all your troubles were so far away.
And, well, maybe you can tell the story, Dean.
Yeah, we were out. So Nick and I got kind of the assignment to do. So you can catch pretty much everything up here. So
Hang on, can I just interrupt? So I'm going to assume now, because we don't have a camera on you today, that
No one
when
will
this
see
gets posted, there'll be a lovely picture of you on the screen when you're talking?
Yeah, I'll find
Okay,
one for
all right.
everyone to see.
Just checking. Just
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
make sure. Sure.
So I was doing largemouth and Nick is doing smallmouth. So I did largemouth yesterday because we weren't really sure how long it would take, how it would go. So I went out for that, and we were getting a few pretty good ones. I think by the time we were wrapping up, I had a couple TV fish and then a few other ones that were just like good for this, like the story, I guess. We're trying to depict like a multi-species show, so we didn't need any monsters. But then right at the end, I hooked into maybe like a 9-inch largemouth under a log. And Nick had the camera underwater, and all of a sudden a muskie peeled out from under the log and grabbed the largemouth and just like took off right beside the camera. So we captured all that, and I got it. It held on as if I had it hooked.
Mm-hmm.
Like we got it right to the boat, and then it spit it out, and then the bass kind of like flopped on the surface and then hit it again. And that happened like 2 more times, all on camera. But then when I finally got the largemouth up, it was pretty much like ripped in half. Like its stomach was open. You could see its rib cage and everything. But it gave one last shake and shot pretty much all of its guts into Nick's mouth that was open right beside it. And he was dry heaving behind the camera, and
my God.
he's mic'd, so people on TV won't hear it because we'll just probably cut that audio. But I
think you should leave it in. I
Yeah.
thought it was great.
we can hear him dry heaving behind the camera, and I'm trying to like stay composed, like trying to close out the set, because I know something like that, even though it was a small bass, is going to end up on camera.
Oh, for
So
sure.
I'm trying to pretend like what's happening behind the camera isn't there, and I have no idea what I even
You're
said.
a true professional, Dean.
But
You're a true
I
professional.
don't even know how it turned out, but I was like, like as soon as the camera stopped, we all just lost it. And
Oh, that's a once in a
it was-
lifetime.
Yeah.
And then you released the bass and he ate it again, right? Is
Yeah,
that what you're saying?
He ate it again. Like he was sitting there like a dog, just waiting for it.
Yeah.
And we threw it back to him, and he ate it again.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love the dry heave sound that was coming from behind the scene. That was the best. But anyways, that's just one of the many things that happens to us on these road trips that in past years we kind of buried and nobody really ever saw it. But I think certainly this season,
Oh, this way,
all this
yeah.
stuff's going to come out.
We got a new 360 cam, underwater
Oh,
cam, so
right.
that we can show that kind of stuff. If you have that, fortunately you have it rolling. Boy, you got some great footage there. So
And that
people get to
probably
see it.
happens up here, I'd imagine, all the time. 'cause
Oh, God,
the amount of muskie we've seen already is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like every bay you go into, they're in there.
Yeah. And,
much.
and the size of the bass here, there's a lot of small bass here too, right? So the muskie's got a snack.
Oh,
They probably
that's-
just wait for these things to be spawning and then move in there and bang them off, and in the shallows like that, be an easy target for them, I would think.
This has got to be food for them. Smallies have got to be
Yeah.
right on top of
Yeah.
the list. There's no doubt about it.
Yep.
Anyways, we're going to find out in the next couple of days. Just we won't be fishing muskie because it's closed right now.
Correct.
So I think it opens next week.
It opens Saturday, and we're
Saturday.
this Saturday coming up.
Come on now.
Yep. So.
But it would be fun to go out and see if we can hunt some of them down at
Oh,
some
it'd be
point
cool because
later.
there's some big muskie in this lake.
And you mentioned lake trout. I think this lake is probably, certainly to the local angling community is probably even better known for its lake trout fishery.
That's right.
It's a tremendous fishery, big fish too. There's one that you won't see it, but it's at the end of this dining room here. To me, it's bigger than this monster behind us.
It looks like a legit 45-pounder to me. It looks that big. It's not, but it looks every bit of it. So they got some tanks here, that's for sure.
And we're going to be fishing for them tomorrow.
We're going to give it a try. Yep.
Weather permitting.
Yep.
We're going to be trying to get a lake trout episode or a lake trout segment as well. When it's all said and done, like Dean said, it's going to be a bit of a potpourri of different species that you can find in northwestern Ontario all in one show. And that's, I think, what this lodge is known for, is that you can come up here. If you take 3 or 4 days to come to Cedar Island Lodge, you can pretty much guarantee yourself a full day in each one of the species, and you'll have a great time.
Or a full day, or like 2 species a day or something like that. My God, you can do it all here.
But one species they don't have, thank God they don't have, is the invasive species known as the grass carp.
Yes, indeed, Angelo. That was a good one, buddy. You're getting good at this.
Well, no, but this is important. Could you imagine the grass carp getting into this waterway?
It'd
be
would
devastating.
F it up.
It would do that too.
Supremely, and stupidly.
So the Invasive Species Centre wants us to be vigilant, wants us to be on the lookout all the time. We won't be this week because there aren't any here, but for you folks in southern Ontario, for example, fishing any of the Great Lakes and tributaries thereof, need to be on the lookout for this critter, because if it gets out at large, it can devastate the sport fishery throughout.
We say they'll never get here. They can't get here, but they can get here.
How?
They can through somebody having one as a pet.
Oh,
like that happens all the time, and then they won't
Who
want to kill
the
it.
hell would have a grass carp as a pet?
In their aquarium, and they have it like this. That's the way it happens all the time with invasive species. And they say, "Well, I don't want to kill it, so I don't want to flush it. I'll just let it go in the local pond, the local river, the local lake." That's what happens. It happens.
Don't give anybody ideas.
I'm not. See anybody driving around with grass carp and flatten their tires, beat them up.
We need to know what it looks like. We need to know all of its habits. We need to know everything about this critter, so that if we do encounter one in the wilds of southern Ontario or the Great Lakes and its tributaries, we need to take appropriate actions. And those include what, Mr. Bowman?
Well, you need to know what these things look like. The first thing, you go to asiancarp.ca and you get to download as many pictures as you can, and your phone will hold, and you just study those up good. And then just in the case, or you don't have to study them up, as long as you have them. And then when you get a fish, if you encounter a fish that you don't know what it is, you pull up these images and you say, hey, wait a second. This might be one of them. And then you get a hold of asiancarp.ca or the Ministry of Natural Resources and Forestry and report these things. And that's it.
And if you yourself would encounter one out in the field, what would you
And drop kick them.
Attaboy.
Yeah, right under the shore. He'd never hit the water again.
Right.
I would
like
right under the shoreline. I'd try for a punt or something.
There you go. That or it. Did I mention at the top of the program, I'm wearing one of our beautiful, and thank God I've got it, because with this rain and the dampness.
It's waterproof?
No, but it's damp. And this thing has got such a great hand. You wouldn't even know what hand means, okay? It's got such great hand. It's unbelievable. In this kind of weather,
your wine has legs and your shirt has hand.
That's correct.
Wow.
That's correct.
You are something.
We had wine last night with legs.
You're a full body part man.
Absolutely.
Right? Dressed to the nines.
Bova's got to go. He's got a date. He's going like this to me now. I don't know what the hell that means.
It means you guys need to shut up soon. We're 22 in, Bobo. I think we got to go a little longer than that. I think. God.
But I was talking about
I got
this.
my nice waterproof hat on too.
Right.
What's this hat got? That's got legs and arms, or what do you call that? Hands.
Well, okay.
Hands.
With all kidding aside, that's one of the best fitting formed hats that you will ever have.
Right. But
Come
it's just
on,
got,
wonderful
has it
fitting
got
hat.
ears, or has he got a wiener, or what the hell's this thing got? You got body parts in your stuff. I got nothing.
We'll make some up.
It's got a wiener underneath it. That's me.
It sucks to be you.
Oh, God. Vova tried to get me to take this hat off, everybody. This lovely Fishing Canada hat that's for sale on fishingcanada.com, shop.fishingcanada.com.
Because your eyes aren't showing, because you got a shadow.
I can wear it like that.
There you go.
There.
That's better.
Can you see my logo, though? There, I have to talk like that.
It's better. All of this is available at fishingcanada.com and or the store. We have other goodies there too that we haven't met. I just wanted to mention this because it's so comfortable
They are.
right now.
They
It's
are
absolutely
amazing
outstanding.
hoodies, I have to say.
Yeah.
Yep.
That'll it for me. You got anything? I'm pretty much tapped
So
out.
anything else about this place? No, really, no.
We're
Jason.
going to,
Jason is the
dude.
the jack of all
Okay.
trades around here. He was cooking us breakfast this morning.
Yeah.
He was fixing one of the guests' outboard. You can bring your own boats here, by the way. We did that with ours. He was fixing one of the guests' outboard last night. And as Ange says, it's tireless. It's morning to evening work around here for all the people. Yeah. And he was working, and he's worked with us so far. And we have a little issue. We're going to be hitting on him to get some nuts and bolts for our boat now. So he another great addition to this Cedar Island Lodge. So
By the way, you mentioned you can bring your own boat. If you don't have a boat, or you don't want to bring your own boat, they have a fleet of wonderful craft up
absolutely. We were talking about how nice they are, how fishable they were today.
my
Ange and I were in
God.
one of them today, and it was very fishable rigs. So
They pretty much have everything you could possibly. Go ahead, Dean. Sorry.
No, you go ahead. You finish your thoughts. Sorry.
No, my thoughts are. Believe me,
Okay.
you don't want my thoughts to ever finish.
I just thought we could move into the fan question brought to you by fishfindermounts.com.
I didn't know.
Oh, I didn't know we even had one of those. Okay, well here we go.
I thought of one.
It's time for the fan question of the week, brought to you by Fishfindermounts.com.
Come on now.
There you go.
Come on, now.
I was curious.
Bo was embarrassed now.
I was wondering how your experience was in the boat, because this is probably the first time I've ever seen you guys not on camera out on the water in what we call like the trailer boat.
Right.
How was that experience being on a Fish in Canada episode and kind of watching us from afar?
Well, watching you and Nick was painful, but that's not what you're asking. That's not what you want to know.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
No.
Speaking of trailer park.
Exactly. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
It's great. We do that.
nice.
We've done it, Dino, like just to let everybody else know. We've done tiller boats our whole lives and not, sometimes not shooting and all that. And we'll do a lot of scouting and that. So, but it's great when we, like Ange and I just sit there and we have the lunch bucket in our boat. And we have all the gear in our boat, the drone and all that. We carry all that stuff around. When the boys need us, they call us in the walkie-talkie. Hey guys, we got a drone now. So, but in the meantime, we are out looking for, we were looking this
scouting.
morning. Yeah, mostly
Today
for
we're scouting.
shallow stuff to aid Nick in this smallmouth quest. They say, okay, guys, don't waste your time all over there. We got a couple of good areas over here. We do that, and then we went out to a couple of breaks and we looked for some walleye and some Lakers here and there. And so, yeah, one thing we discovered though today, the big thing we discovered today is how spoiled we are with live scope. Because these boats don't have live scope. Obviously, you can't, outfit these boats with live scope would be a huge expense to the lodge. But we were out there with a traditional fish finder, and it was working. We found, we saw a couple of hooks, whereas we know with live scope we would have seen, 20 or 30 fish at least or something like that, knowing how to fish them, knowing what they were doing. So we're quite spoiled in that one, Dino. That's sort of an extension of your question, but it's
That's probably the most painful part, I think, was
for
not
us
having all the
Yeah,
technology.
for the toys. Yeah, we didn't bring our portable,
available.
so we didn't bring it up.
But beyond that, though, I got to be honest with you, it was kind of nice, just laid back.
Chill,
We could
very
talk,
chill.
We could say it and do whatever we wanted
Yep.
to do.
Pressure's kind of off
pressure's
of
off.
us at the time. It's coming up for us though
Yeah,
in the next couple of days. But
No, it was good. It was good. We thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Don't want to do a whole lot more of that, but
Yeah.
anyways, in any case, how about you? Let's talk about you for a moment here. This is the first time I believe that no, it's not your first solo. You did another.
No, I did an Obaba.
Babica solo. Okay, so it's not your first time.
But it was interesting. I mean, that's why I asked it, because for me, it's such a weird experience. Like, to grow up watching you guys and then me looking off in the distance, and you guys are watching me.
Yeah, that's
or like
true. That would
coming
be
in on the
different.
walkie-talkie. It's very surreal. Like it kind of only clicks in every now and then because I've been working with you guys for a while now. But it definitely does every now and then. I'm like, holy crap! Like, this is a weird experience. It definitely hits home for me.
Well, it's hopefully there will be many more opportunities moving down the road for both you and Nick to do more of that and allow us to do a little bit more of the watching. Maybe that's in the cards after year 40. Who knows?
I got a feeling it's got to be in the cards, buddy. The way you and I, more days behind us than ahead of us, I'd say it's the writing's on the wall.
We'll see. We'll see. I'm not sure these young whippersnappers are ready to go yet.
Yeah, they might not be up to snuff yet, but they're getting there.
We'll see.
They're pretty good.
We'll see.
Pretty good. This episode is brought to you by Angler's Leaderboard and its photo measure feature. Angler's Leaderboard makes every catch count by integrating seamlessly with their patent-pending AI-enabled fish measurement board. Now you can automatically measure catch length and detect species in seconds just by using your smartphone camera. It's fast, accurate, and reduces handling. So now you can release healthier fish and keep fishing for the big ones. Learn more at anglersleaderboard.com.
Anyways, that are it, I think, for us. Is it not, Dean? Here,
There.
let me, I gotta
There
do
you
that.
go.
There you go. I think that are it for us. I want to remind, have I got everything covered, Dean?
Everything contractually is
Contractually obligated to do just what I did.
yeah.
Nothing else. Everything else is kind of...
We didn't have to introduce
J&B
this.
Cycle
Yeah.
should have.
J&B Cycle, well, we didn't...
We didn't introduce this whole thing or brought to you by, right? Isn't that what it is? Like the whole
Go ahead.
kit and caboodle is brought to you by J&B Cycle and Marine. Ontario's largest Princecraft and Mercury dealer. And Angelo thinks Canada's, but
I think world.
But the world's,
Never mind Canada.
maybe world. J&B Cycle and Marine is JB. You give the website because you do it all the time.
The website is jbcycle.com. Their name is J&B.
Cycle and Marine.
Cycleandmarine.com. No, .com. Damn it. Look at it raining now. Oh, my
I
God.
know, it is bad.
You know what I
right
think
now.
we should do for a change?
It's
Now, normally what happens, folks, just so that you know, normally about this time, Pete and I say, you know what, let's go out and scout around for some spots for tomorrow. And we get out there, we don our
right.
foul weather gear, and we take the Princecraft out, and we spend the rest of the daylight and part of the non-daylight in the rain. That would be normal.
Yeah.
But I'm going to propose we do something different today. It's our 40th season, right? Our 40th
You
anniversary.
do realize we have to fix our boat first before we do anything.
Well, no. What this might have something, you know. I think we should take the boys and send them out on a scouting mission on one of the wonderful craft that the folks here have available at Cedar Island Lodge.
I bet you Dean would be all in. I'm not sure about what Nick's
Come on now.
feelings are, but I have a feeling Dean would. And if you have Vova go out with them, I'll let you know.
I think we should go out with them.
Well,
Me and Vova can go find some lake trout.
Perfect.
dirty old snake trout.
Perfect. That would be absolutely wonderful. Not going to happen. Not in our lifetime, for sure. So we may be hitting the water again today before the
I'd like to
day.
find some Lakers. That'd be
Yeah.
fun just to see them,
Yeah.
scope them up. That'd be cool.
All right, that are it, folks. We're going to let you go. Thank you for joining us and participating in this abbreviated version of Outdoor Journal Radio podcast on the road again. Abbreviated version because we do have some issues that we need to deal with. Some
Taking care of
mechanical
business.
issues
Yeah.
that we need to fix up. So thanks for joining us on behalf of the entire team. Vova, Nick, Dean, Pete, I'm Ange. Thank you. Catch you next time.
Bye-bye.
This episode of Outdoor Journal Radio has been brought to you in part by the Invasive Species Centre, protecting Canada's land and water from invasive species. Freedom Cruise Canada, rent the boat, own the memories. And J&B Cycle and Marine, your home for all things power sports, boats, and equipment.